a generational wealth, and it's a long-term investment. Also, people always believe that when you buy land, it's all about a long-term investment. Land has short-term benefit and long-term benefit. And you ask me how? When you buy a land in a developing area and keep for a period of 2, 3 months and resell, which you make a double of the amount you just bought that land, it's a short-term profit. People often time have confused land flipping for land banking. Land flipping guarantees you short-term profit. Land banking guarantees you long-term profit and generational wealth. Because there's this notion about people when you tell them to invest in land banking and they just take land banking investment and that investment and you have to wait for 10, 15, 20 years before you start generating your profit. That notion is wrong. You buy land, the notion of you buying the land determines the value or the capital appreciation you're looking for in that land. If you buy a land for 30 million naira in an already developed area, you are expecting that by the next 1 year, 2 years, you are selling that land off. This is 50 million naira, 40 million naira, thereabout. But when you buy a land in a developing area for 1.5 million naira, or you buy for 2 million naira, you should not be expecting to sell that land in the next 1 year for 5 million naira, 10 million naira. That is not how it works. If you want to invest in land banking, you must ask yourself, how and where am I investing in this land banking sector? Do I want to invest for short-term profit? Do I want to invest for long-term profit? This is one thing that needs to be known. And one thing about one thing about investment generally, it's knowledge. You need knowledge to invest. You don't even need the money. Yes, you need money to put into the investment, but you need knowledge to make that money generate the return on investment for you. Because without knowledge, you can invest wrongly. And at the end of the day, you will see that you will start telling yourself that it's a they rough away they give our food it. So, like I always tell you, if you want to invest in land banking, you need knowledge. You can't take away knowledge from investment. Trust me, land banking is one of the best investments to keep your money. It's not just about capital appreciation, but an edge against inflation. Today, there's one thing I want to make you know about land that everybody needs to understand. Location of a land is important, but the title document that covers that land, it's super important. If you are buying land, remember, it is not an investment that it is not a volatile investment that you just expect within the space of 1 week you can just sell off anyhow. No, it is an investment that guarantees capital appreciation. Do you know that when you buy a land in a good location that has a wrong title document, it's as good as you wasting your investment? That is why I tell people that you must understand the relevant document that backs a land. These are mistakes people have made over time. They'll tell them, this land is 40 million naira. Oh, it's a distressed property. Come and buy this land. And because you have the money, you have a 200 million stock somewhere, and you just, okay, let me just check the property and look at the land, and you just buy, and that's it. Then after some time, you start having issues of, it's my father's property, it's my sister's own, it's my heritage property, and all. No. That is why it is ideal for you to always ensure you check the title document of that land, irrespective of the location where the land is situated. The title document is what guarantees the legal ownership of that land. Because when you buy a land, of course, you must have a well-documented transfer of ownership. But when the land is not well verified, you have situations where you buy a land that a title document of another land is given to you and use it to buy land. Now, the question that will come to your mind is, how do I know if the title document of that land is valid? It's very simple. In every state, we have the geometric information system in every state. In Edo State, we have the Edo State Geometric Information System called the Edo GIS or the Edo GIS. Lagos State has its own. Every state has their geometric information system. And what do that ministry do? That's the ministry you go to check that is connected to the land registry, where you check the authenticity of that land, the verification of that land. You know, do you know that I can have a land and put a government survey on that land? I have not sold it. The survey beacon only helps me to do one thing. It helps me to pick the coordinate of the boundaries where the land is situated. If it is a 100 by 100 plot, if it is a 50 feet by 100 plot, if it's an hectare or it's an acre. That is what the survey does for me. But what every other document does for it helps to prove the ownership. If you take the land to Edo GIS, for example, and if you buy the land in Edo State, for example, and you take the land to your Edo GIS to check if that land has encroachment issue or it has been allocated to somebody before, and they search through the system. If that land has not been sold to somebody, the GIS will tell you the land is free. That is one aspect. Listen, that is one aspect. I can have a land without having a government survey on that land. And that land is my own. Somebody else can go and sell that same land to you. And you will buy that land, and you will not think you want to go and put a government survey on that land. I can still claim ownership on that land. How? That is where the root title of a land is very significant. In Benin City, for example, we call it the community approval of that land. Yes, putting a seal of on the land is very, very good. It helps you to have the backing of the government, that the government is aware that this land is yours. It has certificate of ownership. No doubt about that. But the truth is, remember that before you apply for a seal of on the land, they will request for the community approval or the root title of that land. They will request for the deed of transfer of that land and the government registered survey. Why do you think they request for those documents? The reason is because before you get to the stage of requesting the government document to back it up that the land is yours, there are procedures to follow. These documents are essential for the government to keep as their own record. That is why when you are buying land in a developing area, you are expected to make your proper findings in that community where you are buying the land. Ask questions. Go around. Somebody gives me this land, I want to buy. There's what we call is the community town hall. Every community has leadership. You can go make findings, most especially when you are buying a land from an individual. When you are buying a land from an individual, it is expected that you go make your findings. Ask questions about that land. That, this land, where is it? This land I want to buy. Is it genuine? I want to buy. As somebody will look at this land alone. Every community they have the map of their land, what they sold, the one they've not sell. So you don't you don't become a victim of encroachment. You don't become a victim, of land grabbing. These are factors that are very essential. Remember, like I said, location is important when investing in land banking. Why is it important? Location is important because you have reason why you want to invest. I can always say, land has one factor: it appreciates in value. But note this: the way land appreciates in community A, it's not the same way it appreciates in community B. They don't have the same speed of appreciation. That is why location is important for you as an investor. That is why if you go to real estate firms, when they are launching their estate, a real estate firm puts its estate in a place that has potential accessibility to infrastructure. Because infrastructure is what speeds up development. When there's accessibility to where your land is, you are sure of rapid development. Having explained location, understand that you can buy land in a good location with a wrong document. And when you do that, you're already a victim. Your money is gone. your land is gone. That is why it is important for you to buy land. I always say, buy land from reputable, registered, and trusted real estate agency firm. Even if you don't buy from a firm, if you are buying from an so sorry for the network glitch. So it's important for you to buy land. It's more important for you to buy land that has the right documents and situated in good location. What speeds up land development? Accessibility to infrastructure. What are the infrastructure we're talking about? Good roads, security. Those are key because a place that you can drive down to anytime, any day, it speeds up your neighbors. It encourages people to come and buy and build. But like I said, if you buy a land in a good location with a wrong document, you have not just lost your investment, you have lost your land, you have lost your money. Don't be talking to buying land just because I don't want the place is developing. No, ask questions. Get the verifiable document on that land. It's very important. You know, as a person, the land banker, I don't just sell land. I render consulting services to clients. Most times, clients will come in from diaspora, clients called in Nigeria. I've been moving as a firm in Rina&Co, I've been able to lay a good, reputable background whereby we have a watchword. We tell every client, a potential client, that we don't just sell land, we sell peace of mind. Because when you buy a land, you are expected to be happy. That is why, because every document, every land you buy has verifiable document title to your land. Because we don't just want to sell a land to you that you'll be scared tomorrow that I went to my land, they've encroached 20 feet from my land, or the land people sold to me, I went there, I couldn't find my land again. No. We've not had such in our history, and we don't plan to have such in our history. So I always advise people that land investment is very good when you buy through the right channel, when you buy through the right person, through the right channel. When you are buying from an individual, ensure the document are thoroughly verified. Don't let anybody cajole you. Now, do you know you can buy a land from, let's say the land is owned by Mr. Adesua. Let's say it's owned by Mr. Sazua, sorry. And Mr. Sazua died 5 years ago, and the document was inherited by his son, Osaro Sazua. Osaro can decide to sell his father's land to you. And because Osaro has all the original documents to that land, he now tells you that I want to sell this land, it's my own, it's my father's land, this is the document. And because you have just seen the document you want to buy, do you know that if Osaro has other younger siblings, that land can be contended. He can contend that land with you. Why? Because the land is not owned by Osaro Osazua. The land is owned by Mr. Osazua. Osaro is the son. Did you get now? Now, when you are buying such land, you are expected to ask, where is the will title attached to this land that was given to you that you want to sell to me? If there's no official will, where is the affidavit indicating that this land is yours? Because you are buying land, what guarantees ownership in land is document. Even if you want to take the person to court that I have the document that Osaro used to send to me, the court acts based on facts. The court does not judge based on merits. They don't judge based on emotions. So what you are buying, you are investing its money. So you don't joke with such investment. Land investment is very good. Trust me. It's one investment that you are not